for the delay. I'm like 2 minutes late. How rude am I? Turns out I'm not so good at this technical malarkey. But here we are. It is Wednesday, hump day, and we're ready to bake. What more could we ask for? Hello, wide world. Hope you are well. Hope all our lovely Facebook users are managing to get online. I'm going to take a few minutes, tell you what you're going to need for your bake, and hopefully by the time I finish that, everyone will be on board and we can get going. Happy Wednesday, everyone. How is everyone? I'm going to say hello on my chat and then hopefully it will come up. Hello! Something you need to bear in mind is that I cannot spell. So you're not allowed to judge me for any of my bad spelling on live chat. So we are making healthy peanut butter cookies today. What you will need is 1 large egg, 150 grams of peanut butter. Now the recipe calls for smooth peanut butter, but I've got a bit of chunky as well. It's not going to do any harm, is it, having a bit of chunk in there? I don't think so anyway. You will also need 50 grams of porridge oats. You can use flour if you like, but I will be using porridge oats to give it a bit of extra healthiness. And 50 grams of honey or agave nectar or any kind of syrup that you've got lying around the house. Hi, Rich. Hope you're well. Right. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to try and bring this video up on my phone on YouTube just to make sure, one, the chat is working, and that the link works. Look, I'm looking at myself, looking at my phone. It's a weird world we live in, isn't it? Right, now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the volume off. I'm going to put it like that and see how the chat's working. I wonder if I can say hello to myself. This is what I do with my days, you see. No, can't find the chat function. Hang on, let's try again. I've subscribed to myself. Should have done that already. If people are using their phones, you may not be able to use your chat function, but never fear, I am here, and we are still going to be making some marvellous peanut butter cookies. It's a learning curve every day. Yesterday we had no chat at all. Today we've got chat, but we don't know who can use it. If you don't try these things, you will never know. It is day 2 of being live on YouTube, and I'm not going to give myself a hard time about it. Right, so hopefully everyone's on board. The first thing that you will need to do, apart from getting your apron on and getting your hands washed, is put your oven on and get it heating up to 180 degrees. My oven is on, getting nice and warm. Make sure it's at 180 degrees, and then get yourself any kind of baking tray you would like. This is my baking tray, and put a bit of baking paper on it so your cookies don't stick. Simple as that. Our tray is ready. Our oven is on and heating up. Shouldn't have chosen a colder neck in this weather, now should I? Oh, good. Is it working all right on your phone? It's probably just my technicality on my phone. I've got my video up on my phone, but not the chat on my phone. But I can see the chat very clearly here, and I can also respond. So let's not worry about my phone. Hope everyone is well. Give me a hello if you've got your chat function up and working. Or just wave at whatever you're watching me on, because I can see you through my laptop. Right. Hello everyone, welcome to Wednesday. We are making peanut butter cookies. I hope you're all well. It is a glorious sunny day. Glorious! I've never said the word glorious before. And we're making cookies. So let's get started. Our oven is on at 180 degrees. Our baking tray is lined with some baking paper and looking fabulous. And we've got all our ingredients in front of us. One of the most important things about baking is be prepared. If it wasn't for the technical things, I would have been perfectly prepared. I've got my eggs, I've got my peanut butter, I've got my oats and my honey. So let's get started. Now this recipe is ridiculously easy. Literally, all you have to do is bung all the ingredients in, whiz them all together, slap them onto your tray, and they're done. So I'm going to draw it out a little bit, and I'm going to give you a little tip of how to help you bind all the ingredients together, because you're going to have to use a lot of arm muscle if you leave your peanut butter as it is straight from the fridge. I keep my peanut butter in the fridge, so it's pretty cold and quite solid. So we're going to warm it up a little bit. We're going to warm it up a little bit in the microwave That's going to help us to mix our oats and things into it and give us a nice smooth texture. Now, microwavable bowl. Let's bring my camera down so that you can see what's going on. Hello, microwavable bowl. I'm going to measure out my 150 grams of smooth peanut butter. Now, as I said, the recipe calls for smooth peanut butter, but it would not do any harm to have chunky peanut butter. So I'm actually going to use a bit of both. I'm going to use 100 grams of smooth, and I got this super healthy peanut butter, which is literally 100% peanuts and nothing else. So I'm going to put 50 grams of this in. If I was making this another time and I wanted to keep it super, super healthy, I would probably just use my 100% peanut butter. I'm sure this one's probably got other stuff in. It's a little bit of a less expensive, yes, it's got vegetable oil in, but you know, it's still good for you. It's mostly peanuts. There's enough fat in your peanuts to make your cookies. This is basically substituting normal butter, which is why it makes it healthy. For cookies, you need butter, flour, and sugar, and that's basically it. So this is our butter, peanut butter. Our flour is our oats, and our sugar is our honey. That's all there is to it. I've measured out my peanut butter, 150 grams. Now I'm going to pop it in my microwave for literally 10 seconds. All we want to do, we don't really want to heat up our peanut butter. We just want to kind of make it runny, and that's it. That way it's going to be easier for us to mix in our oats and whatnot. Bing! Thank you, microwave. Now it's definitely smoother, but we want it a little bit runnier, so I'm going to put it in for another 10 seconds. How are we all? Having a good day? Who's that? Eve! Hello, Eve! Thank you for sending a message. Now I know it works. Let's have a little look. Okay, my peanut butter is getting runnier, which is great. Now I'm going to add the honey in on top of this and then pop it back in again. And the honey is going to help to make the peanut butter runny too. So we need 50 grams of honey or agave nectar. If you use agave nectar, it makes your recipe vegan. But you need to check your peanut butter to make sure there's nothing dairy in your peanut butter. So you want 50 grams of our honey. Squeezy honey, 50 grams of honey into our peanut butter, and I'm going to pop that in for a last 10 seconds, and then it'll be ready to rock and roll. This is great if you've got like leftover jars of peanut butter or something like that, or you could make it using Nutella. It wouldn't necessarily be healthy, but it tastes really good. It's good to use up your jars of spreads and things like that. If you've got any like nice spreads that you like, you know how they've got that Biscoff spread, you could use that, and it would be not necessarily healthy, but it would taste really good. And it's great for like using up bits and bobs. That's why I'm using the oats. You can use flour with this recipe, but I had a load of oats left over when we did flapjacks. So it's a great one for rooting through your cupboards. If you ever want to get rid of some stuff like that make something nice, cookies are great because you can't really go wrong with a cookie. Even if you add too much flour, say, and it goes a bit fluffier, it's still going to taste good. Even if you add no flour at all and you end up with like a twirl type thing, it's still going to taste good. So if you ever have leftover like oats or leftover bits of flour, just mix flour, butter, sugar in any form, and you've got cookies. Right, now, we are going to measure out our oats. We only need 50 grams. It's not a lot. And all the oats are going to do is they're going to kind of bind our peanut butter and our honey together and give our cookies a little bit of texture. So we just want 50 grams, not very much. 50 grams of our oats. Now I'm going to put them into a separate bowl for a second because we want to give our egg a little bit of a whisk. We need one egg in there. Ooh. Well, yes, you can't make this recipe vegan, can you, with an egg in there? You could probably leave the egg out, I would have thought. The egg helps to bind it all together as well. But you could probably leave the egg out. There's a lot of cookie recipes that don't have egg in at all. So we're giving our one egg a little bit of a whisk up, just to break it down a little bit, get the yolk mixed in with the white. Then we are going to add our warm peanut butter and honey mixture right in on top of our egg. Plop it in on top. Lovely jubbly. I'm going to use my fabulous rubber spatula to make sure all of that peanut butter is off. So just a little recap for everyone watching. We mixed our 150 grams of peanut butter with our 50 grams of honey. We warmed it up a little bit in the microwave just so that it's a little bit runnier and easier to incorporate. Then we gave our one egg a little bit of a whisk, and now we are whisking those two things all together. Our peanut butter, our honey and our egg. Whisking it all together. Like so. Look at that. Lovely. Already looks like a cookie dough. Now, all we need to do is add our oats. Probably shouldn't have added them on top of the whisk. Look, oh, oats all over my whisk now. So pop your oats in. Mix those up with your peanut butter and honey egg mixture. There we go. Remove your oats from your whisk. Then we're just going to stir in our oats to our peanut butter mixture. Just like that. Now our oven by now should be nice and warm. But we'll have a little look. Oh, it smells. I love the smell of peanut butter. Check it out. It's good stuff. So we've got our cookie dough ready to rock and roll right there. And that's basically the recipe. That's all you have to do. It doesn't make that much cookie dough, so you could kind of bulk this out a little bit, double it up and make loads of cookies. But basically, that is all you need. Runny peanut butter, don't know what this one's doing, runny peanut butter, honey, egg, oats. And that is it. We've done it. Peanut cookie. Fabulous. I kind of want to try it, but it's not cooked yet. Let's not try it. It's got a raw egg in there. And I know they tell us that there's no salmonella in eggs anymore, but do we believe them? Do we? No salmonella in them. There's salmonella in chicken, though. Normal day in Soph's kitchen, laughing at her own drinks. They aren't really that funny. It's all good. Young James is out doing an assessment today for his firemanning. So good luck, Jim, if you're watching. He's not, because he's doing an assessment. But when you watch, I offer you good luck, James. Right, now, we've got our mixture hidden under the camera. We've got our baking tray. Now, all we need to do is plop our cookies on there and whack them in the oven. And then we'll have a delicious, healthy treat. Now, what I want you to do with the cookies, because they are going to spread out loads in the oven. So I want you to blob them in quite a round blob, like so, because they're really going to spread in the oven. So don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. Don't feel the need to squash them down, because they're going to spread out a lot in the oven anyway. You want to blob them on like a proper little ball, roll them into a ball. If you want to get your hands involved, kiddies, if your hands are nice and clean, why not just grab a bit? Oh, I'm not above getting my hands involved, everyone. I washed my hands for good reason. You could pop the mixture into your hands, roll it into a little ball, and plop it on your tray. Oh, it's quite nice actually. It doesn't stick to your hands as much as I thought it would. Roll it into a ball, plop it on the tray. Plop is not a word I would normally use to describe a dessert. Nobody wants to eat a plop of peanut cookie, now do they? Well, they will when they taste these. That's what I'm going to say. Roll your ball. See, dropping it from a height kind of gives you enough spread. That's all you need. And I'm also, if you can tell here, I'm leaving quite a big gap I'm socially distancing my peanut butter cookies. The reason for that is, like I said, they are going to spread out like you would not believe. So make sure there is plenty of room between them. Otherwise, you're going to end up with a tray of one ginormous cookie. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. If that happens, it's absolutely fine. We'll just break them up and eat them anyway. But as much as possible, we're going to try and keep our cookies individual. They are individual cookies with their individual dance space. Right, it's all balled up. I've been listening to that song by Elvis Presley again. I've literally heard it for the first time last week and I'm completely obsessed with it. Let's put it on while we're waiting. Alexa, play Elvis Presley. Oh, clap your hands.
Shuffling songs by Elvis Presley.
No.
On Amazon
Alexa,
Music.
play Elvis Presley. Come on, everybody.
Come On Everybody by Elvis Presley is only available with Amazon Music
No, that's a
Unlimited.
fib. You've played
Here's
it
a
for me
station
before.
based on
Alexa,
Come On Everybody.
play Elvis Presley. Clap your hands.
Come On Everybody by Elvis
See?
Presley
She
on
lies.
Amazon Music.
She's such a fibber. Ready? Come on, everybody, and snap your fingers. Come on, everybody, and plop your cookies. Come on, everybody, and plop your hands. Yeah. Come on, everybody, and roll your cookies. Okay. I love my baby. I love my baby. I love my baby. Hey. Right, Alexa, stop. We can't be dancing all afternoon. We've splattered all of our cookies. Right, I'm out of cookie dough. I've got a tiny bit left and I don't want to waste it, so let's add it to one of these. Plop that on there. Ta-da! That's my favourite one. That's the one that splatted that one from a great height. I'm going to spread them out a bit more, as there's not very many. Make sure there is plenty of room around your cookies because they are really going to spread out once we get them in the oven. Wicked! Greasy hands, going to wash my hands, and then we're going to put them in the oven. Now, they don't need long in the oven. They only need about 10 minutes, like a surgeon. Where's my towel? They only need about 10-15 minutes in the oven. All we need to do is we need to cook that egg and we need to help those oats bind it all together into a nice crispy little cookie. So let's pop them in. In they go. 180 degrees. Where's my trusty alarm? Oh, here it is. Da-da-da-da! Hi! So, 10 minutes. And we'll check them after 10 minutes. Hello everyone, how are we? I'm going to say hi in the chat. Hi. Any problems, anyone? This is a really nice, simple recipe and great if you're in a hurry. So if your kids are not killing you and they want to bake something and you want something that's quite simple. Kids, if you want to try something and you're not sure about baking, you've never really baked before, this is such a simple recipe. And even if it goes horribly, horribly wrong, you're still going to have something nice and something healthy at the end of it. I know that generally, all of my bakes are full of sugar and butter and all of the great things that make it taste wonderful. But every so often, you've got to throw in something a bit healthy. We're all stuck inside, even if we are doing our 30 minutes exercise a day. I don't know about you guys, but I'm eating a lot more than I usually do. That's because, mostly, there's not a lot to do in the house, apart from go and check out the fridge and see what it's... I've cleaned my fridge 4 times over the last 2 weeks. It's the most it's ever been cleaned, ever. It's only me and Jim here. It's hardly anything in it. Have a look. There's one whole shelf free. Oh, there's fudge. So you see, I keep my little like treats and things. That was fudge from the other day. Have a little bit of that. Keep all the treats on one shelf. And you can't help but eat them. I hate wasting food. So I always just go through and eat everything. How's your peanut butter cookies going? Try not to lick your spoon. Oh, we have to clean up. What am I talking to you lot for? Cleaned my fridge too. Well done, Rebecca. This is it. This is what our lives are. Clean the house, go for a walk. It's a much simpler time. Hopefully, I heard that the Danes, they released their hairdressers. They released their hairdressers because the politicians needed haircuts. Maybe they'll release us and let's go and cut people's hair. But until that happens, I'm here, I'm baking with you guys. Hope you're all doing well and not losing your minds. And I hope this is helping cheer you up. You can come out of it making something nice, learn a few baking skills, and why the heck not? Alexa, play. Just get playing.
Come on, everybody, and stop real feet real loud. Come on, everybody, take a real deep breath and repeat it after me. I love my baby.
I love my baby.
I love my baby.
I love my baby. Hey, hey.
My baby loves me.
Sing along.
There ain't nothing wrong with the long music like brown beat corn and pop.
Clean up, everybody.
With the
Clean up.
guitar in my hands, and I'm going to rock. Come on, everybody, and turn your head.
Cleaning is just as important as baking.
Come on, everybody, and turn your head to the right. Come on, everybody, take a real deep breath and repeat it after me. Love the baby,
Love my baby.
love the baby,
I love my baby.
hey, and my baby loves me.
Alexa, stop. I can't believe I've never actually heard this song before. Elvis Presley. I love a bit of Elvis Presley. Never heard it before. Heard it for the first time last week. I'm quite obsessed with it now. It's a really cheery, happy song, isn't it? We need another one. Alexa, play Happy by Pharrell Williams. I was going to say Bruno Mars. It's not by Bruno Mars.
Here's Happy from Despicable Me 2 by Pharrell Williams
Clean
on
it up
Amazon
still.
Music.
Clean our area.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take away. Out there, balloon, that can go space.
Rich Dad.
I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy, come along if you feel like a homeless house. Because I'm happy, come along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy, come along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy, come along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Here come bad news from Cincinnati. Give me all you got.
Alexa, play Together We'll Be Okay by Cannon and Ball. Feel free to request
Cannon and
music
Ball
if you
Together
like.
Will Be Okay by Cannon and Ball is only available with Amazon Music Unlimited. Here's a station based on
Alexa.
Cannon and Ball Together.
Play Cannon and Ball Together We'll Be Okay. I think we said it differently.
Cannon and Ball Together Will Be Okay isn't included with Prime,
Alexa.
but is available with...
Stop. Sorry, dude. My Alexa is limited. She's very limited by my limited Amazon account. Hard times, you know. Can't be having like Amazon accounts that has all the willy-nilly songs on it. It doesn't even play Rusted Root. It's my favourite song. Alexa, play Rusted Root.
Music by Rusted Root is only available with Amazon Music Unlimited.
Alexa, stop. It's fine. We can just talk to each other. What you been doing? How's your day been? I'm making cookies. Making peanut butter. Oh, tomorrow we're making Jamaican ginger cake. Now, Jamaican ginger cake has a lot of ingredients. So if you feel like baking along, there's something that I need to let you know about all your spices. Let me get the recipe. So, for your Jamaican ginger cake, which is already scheduled, so I can put the scheduled link up for you on the Facebook page later. You need ginger, ground ginger, obviously, cinnamon, nutmeg. You also need stem ginger and lots of different things. If you don't have these things in your house and you can't find them, don't worry. Whatever sweet spices that you have, cinnamon, if you have any of these spices, maybe just one and not the rest, just use what you've got. If you've got cinnamon, just use a bit of extra cinnamon. If you've only got nutmeg, then just use nutmeg, but use a bit extra. There's lots of things out there. You can get fresh ginger in most supermarkets. Fresh ginger looks a little bit like this. Fresh ginger. They sell it in like Morrison's. Most of the big supermarkets, you can get fresh ginger. This is from Co-op. So that's what it looks like, and it's normally in like the fruit and veg section but of like the garlic, where the garlic lives in the supermarket. So just use what you've got. Don't panic, because this is your cake at the end of the day, and it's still going to taste good because we've got all those other things in there. Also, the dark brown sugar, the recipe asks for dark brown or muscovado sugar, but if you don't have dark brown sugar, just use any brown sugar that you've got, or any sugar that you've got. It's only to give it a bit of a richer flavour, but we can do that with some of the other ingredients, the treacle and those kind of things. So don't panic if you don't have all the spices and whatnot, because they will the recipe will work just as well with whatever you have in your cupboards. Ooh! You'll never guess what's happened. My cookies haven't spread out at all this time. How bizarre. Can you see in my oven? I'm going to show you, whip them out and show you. These cookies normally spread like you would not believe. But they haven't. Look. They're staying quite an impressive little blob. How crazy is that? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put a little shape on them. I'm going to get out my cooling tray. They haven't had a full amount of time. But this is the thing with baking. Sometimes, with baking, unprecedented things happen. And you've got to roll with it and see what you can do. So these haven't spread, which means that we can make shapes with them. I'm just going to press them down with a fork like this. So you get like a little press down shape. Because they will then hold this shape the rest of the bake. Oh, look, they're like peanut butter cookie blobs. That's exactly what they are. Peanut butter cookie blobs. Squish them down and pop them back in. They don't need much longer, they only need 2 minutes. I'm going to set my alarm for another 5 minutes just to crisp them up. Come on, everybody, and clap your hands. My alarm says that they need 2 minutes. However, I'm going to set them for 5 more minutes. That's going to really crunch up our cookies and make them taste amazing. Da, 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 da. Ow! Hot. Oh, yes, it could be the extra peanut butter I've added. Very good shout. Yes, because the smooth peanut butter, when I've used just smooth peanut butter, it's got a higher quantity of oils and fats in. Very clever you are, Mr. Richard Ag. That is why it hasn't spread as much, because I added some of my 100% peanut butter. You see, the peanut butter is our fats. And normally, when you use smooth peanut butter, you're using smooth peanut butter, the smooth peanut butter has more fats in it, has more oil in it, so it tends to spread out a little bit more. So yours may have spread, but if not, why not? Well, it's all right. They're still going to taste good, aren't they? Come on, everybody, and click your fingers now. So that's our Jamaican ginger cake for tomorrow. It's going to be nice. I'm going to make a few little cakes. And if you're baking along tomorrow, you can use a loaf tin, a large loaf tin, like this. Or you can use the kind of tin that you use for your lemon cake. So an 8-inch deep tin, 8-inch by kind of 3-inch tin. Or you can use whatever you've got. You know, I quite fancy making my Jamaican ginger cake in a tray. I'm doing a tray bake, because then I can cut it up into little Jamaican ginger fingers and give them out to people. So that would be a nice idea. Whatever you've got to bake your Jamaican ginger cake in, that is what you can use. And that will be tomorrow's. Well, this feels a lot better that I've got the chat. It's still a bit weird, Facebook Live. I'm hoping that if everyone in our lovely group, in our 3 PM Bakers group, will subscribe to this, that means we'll have 1,000 subscribers, and I can just do it from my phone, and then you guys get a bit of a better picture as well. The picture of this is a little bit foggier than my phone camera. See, phones have just surpassed all of the technology. You don't need anything now except for your phone. Let's have a look at our cookies in the oven. You want to have a little look too? Can't bring you over, but I can show my cookies to you. That's right. Who wants to see my cookies? Da-da-da-da. Getting a little bit brown as well, which is perfect. Don't need too much longer. Maybe just 1 more minute, I think. And then your cookies are done. How good is that? I find the healthy recipes are always much simpler than the naughty recipes. I think it's because the naughty recipes have a lot more ingredients, butter, sugar. Whereas our nice healthy recipes, generally, you mix it all up, you slap it on a tray, and it's done. I like that kind of recipe. More time for doing other things. I washed my car today. Me and Jim have not long moved into our house. I don't know whether you know this about me, to tell you my life story while we're waiting for the cookies. And it's the first time I've ever washed my car on the driveway. Well, did I feel exposed? I was like, nobody, I couldn't see anyone, but you know, when you're on your driveway, it's like everyone's going to be watching me. Am I doing it right? Am I using the right car washing technique? Do they know that I'm using soap rather than proper car washing fluid? Just washed it. It was quicker than I've ever done anything in my life. It was like a speed wash. And then I couldn't get the hose from the garden through the house to the front because it's not long enough. So I ended up filling up buckets of water and just throwing buckets of water all over the car, which subsequently left me rather soggy. Our alarm's gone off, which means our cookies are done. Ta-da! Done. Peanut butter cookies. They're not sticking, which is great. Woo! Flip them over. There we go. Now, they are not going to be as good and as rich and as crispy and as sugary as a normal cookie, but they're going to be really tasty and they're going to be healthy, which means that you can eat all of them without feeling bad. Hot, hot, hot cookie. Very nice indeed. Oh, you know what? They aren't bad at all. They are lovely. I hope your peanut butter cookies have gone well. See that? Simple, nice, little, healthy recipe. Slide all your cookies onto your tray. Mine have got quite a nice soft texture. So if you want to crisp them up a little bit more, they will crisp up as they cool. But if you feel like having a crispier cookie, I don't judge, then pop them in the oven for a few more minutes. I, however, like that kind of soft, breakable kind of cookie with the crispiness on the outside, which is exactly what these are. The outside is crunchy, but the inside still nice and soft. Oh, perfect. Oh. Oh. There you go. Baking for today is done. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'll be putting the video up on the Facebook page anyway. But if you're not a member and you would like to know all the recipes for next week and look at some of the previous recipes and other things that have been on there, go over to Facebook, find the 3 PM Bake Along group and join along. There's lots of lovely things in there. All the videos that are in there are also on the YouTube page now. But I'll be putting up the recipes and all lots of other lovely things. So pop over there and join the group. Thank you very much for watching. Have a lovely Wednesday. Hope the rest of your day goes well. Don't know what I'm going to do with the rest of my day. Might take a walk around the garden. Rebel. Love you all. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow. Same time. End stream.